Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brooke will reject Nick's ring. At Forrester Creations, Nick just pulled out the ring he was planning on proposing with in Italy. Nick will make it clear that he still wants a future with Brooke and will make a marriage commitment if she'll let him. Brooke will appreciate this grand gesture. Her life is there in Los Angeles. Brooke can't run off with Nick for a new chapter, so she'll reject his ring as they say their farewells. Taylor will worry about the emotional connection between Ridge and Brooke, especially now that he's saved her life in Naples. Although Taylor will try to keep the focus on their forthcoming marriage, she'll grow decreasingly concerned about how equivocal Ridge is deep down. Ridge remains drawn to Brooke, so Taylor will wonder about the shift that happened in Italy and just how deep their bond goes. Taylor will cleave to the stopgap of getting Ridge's woman again, but effects wouldn't go her way down the road. Kelly marriage excitement affected Ridge, and so did Taylor. Ridge, Brooke and Eric at Forrester Creations, where they had a discussion with Katie and Donna. Brooke praised Ridge for saving her life, so Donna and Katie were appreciative, too. Eric conceded that it was a scary thing to substantiation, so he was also relieved Ridge had come to Brooke's deliverance. When Ridge suggested about having nearly to be, Brooke assumed he'd to go see Taylor. After Ridge took off, Brooke was down in the dumps, but Eric suggested Ridge just demanded a little further time to come back to her. At the Forrester manse, Kelly drew a marriage dress and showed it to Ridge when he arrived. Kelly was agitated about her grandparents' forthcoming espousal and her chance to be the flower girl. Kelly suggested Italy as a honeymoon spot. Taylor was allowing of St. Thomas and explained the significance of the position to Kelly. Ridge sounded uncomfortable as Taylor bandied the marriage planning she'd been doing. Ridge wound up talking to Taylor alone, but he sounded quieter and further reflective than usual. Taylor got Ridge to open up about Brooke's boat spill and understood that the whole thing must have affected him deeply. Ridge sounded like he was preparing to tell Taylor commodity, but Kelly intruded for further marriage form talk. Kelly's marriage-related excitement easily left Ridge feeling pressured to stick with the obligation he'd made. Over with Electra, she'll be moved over the love and tolerance that Will's shown her. Electra has some bedroom news for Will. Electra just opened up about the issues she's been dealing with because of Remy and all the deepfake drama, so Will understands why she's pumped the bedroom thickets. Still, Electra will make a big decision in Thursday's show. That's when Electra will decide she's ready to take the vault and hit the wastes with Will for the first time. Will's going to be cautiously auspicious when he hears Electra's updates. Part of Will's going to be thrilled, but another part of him will want to make sure Electra's really okay with this. The last thing Will would ever want to do is make Electra feel pressured in any way, but she'll promise that's not how she feels. Electra will contend she's good now and that she's set to enter the coming sizzling phase of their relationship. With all that in mind, it looks like Will and Electra will start planning a veritably special evening. Will may promise that he'll pull out all the stops and make their forthcoming night together one to flash back. Back at Forrester Creations, Electra opened up to Will in the design office. That led to an explanation for why Electra had wanted a slow-moving relationship with Will. Electra still allowed about everything Remy put her through with the deepfakes and how hard it had been. Will was willing to stay for Electra and understood why she had some torments when it came to the bedroom. Over with Nick, he showed up at the office to apologize to Brooke for the voyaging accident. Nick also admitted he'd commodity special planned that day and was sorry they didn't get to finish their boat lift. As Nick confessed that he was planning on proposing in Italy, he showed Brooke the ring and left her reeling. After Nick professed his love for Brooke, she said she loved him, too. Nick wouldn't get the happily ever after he's hoping for with Brooke. Bill and Liam to strengthen their bond. Finn should have an update about convoying Grace to the police station. Bill just came from Forrester Creations gushing to Katie about Grace's heroism. Still, formerly Bill walked into the house, he got a shocking update from Liam and Hope about the brain cancer. Bill was affrighted and furious to learn that Grace scammed all of them. Bill has pledged to make Grace pay for what she's done. In the meantime, he'll spend some clean time with his son. Before the excrescence, the father and son weren't speaking. They had an explosive fight, but the fake excrescence allowed Liam to forgive a lot of people, including his father. At the same time, Grace's taradiddle cost Liam and others several months of their lives. Not to mention the terrible side goods of being specified gratuitous drug. There was also the fake brain surgery. Any one of those effects could have ended Liam's life. We wonder if they will work together to get vengeance on Grace. Finn might have an update after dropping Grace off at the police station. Finn forced the croaker to confess, also attended to the bobbies. Finn did textbook Liam to let him know Grace just turned herself in. Still, when Bill makes an oath, the police generally do'n't stand in his way. So, I wonder how Bill plans on making Grace pay. Liam and Hope continue to get near through all of this as well. Hope is presently engaged to Carter. We wonder when Hope will tell Carter each about Grace's crime. However, also could there be another chance for him and Hope? If Liam is no longer dying. There might also be some further developments with Sheila, Carter and Lee now that Luna has woken up from her coma. What's coming? Lee just poked the bear. Will Sheila attack? Luna will wake up and be saluted by both of her grandmothers. Lee has been trying to keep Luna hidden, but Sheila Carter was closing in on her secret. Lee demanded help with her case, so it makes sense she brought Grandma Sheila in to help her. She's the last person on the earth who would call the bobbies and report that Luna was alive. Luna grandmas are going to have a tough time seeing eye to eye on what's coming for the secret case. It's unclear what Lee's plans are for Finn Bio's son. Is she nursing her back to health just to shoot her down to an internal sanitarium? Luna is alive and awake. She's going to want to leave her grandma's apartment. We know Lee isn't going to allow that. Can Luna move Sheila Carter to abduct her and get her out of there while Lee is at work? Technically it is hijacking if the hostage is trying to leave, but Lee won't see it that way. Sheila turned over a new splint and Steffi indeed praised her for doing the right thing when Luna went on a firing spree. But, did Luna's death wake up commodity dark inside her? Sheila abduct her granddaughter from Lee to save her from captivity or the internal sanitarium? Reese's gambling dependence caused his family hurt, terror, and pain. But it was Grace who played with Liam's life. She made him suppose he was dying of cancer. Now that she's been caught, Grace revealed all to Finn, who wanted her to tell the verity to Liam. He did and agree to keep it a secret between them. He's not that kind of person. Finn brought Grace with him to Bill's. He wanted her to slip each, indeed with Hope there. That's when Liam set up out that Grace had faked his opinion and given him tradition drug that caused his dizzy spells. Formerly again, Liam and Hope were being tortured by the Buckinghams. Grace agreed to turn herself in to the authorities, with Finn by her side. This spells the end for Grace's career. Reese isn't the only one who's losing his medical license. She will, too. Also, she'll have to change out her office at the sanitarium for a jail cell. Grace will probably end up in captivity for the part she played in this elaborate million-bone fiddle. Stay until Bill finds out. He'll probably want to get vengeance on the scorned croaker. We could see Bill using his wealth and power to ensure that she no way practices drug again. He might also come up with a way to discipline the Buckinghams. After all, this isn't the first time they meddled with his son. Bill is hopeless to redeem himself in the eyes of Liam. He still feels shamefaced for getting Luna out of jail. He nearly lost Liam when she shot him. Now, he's going to make sure that the Buckinghams pay, including Grace and Reese. Is this the end of Grace's plot? Let us know your studies in the commentary section.